I'm hoping we see some new stuff. Like, I talked about Nyx Assassin. Like, I'd love to see that hero. We've been seeing a lot of Axe. I feel like Axe is one of those heroes that, double stout shield happened, and then it was gone. Then we didn't see Axe anymore, and now we're seeing Axe a little bit more now. So, I mean, I like Axe. Don't get me wrong. Axe. Like, yeah, I'm down. But at the same time, innovate. I know it's group stage, and you're probably gonna go into the. You're going to probably go into the playoffs and do something different, but we'll see.
It is Radiant's
I don't know.
Juggernaut.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, and Jug again. We're seeing all the same cores. Jug, Sven, Spectre, Anti-Mage. Have we seen anybody else in the Gyro? I think that's the 5 we've seen so far. Maybe Weaver. Oh, and Wisp. But that got destroyed. It doesn't count.
Yeah, the Wisp was taken out pretty early on. Again, we've talked a lot about this Jug. We've seen it a little bit more in this tournament. I've been liking it when it's come out here. It feels like it's been doing a lot of work. Been online in big ways. Omni Slash and Swift Slash doing a lot of work. Which team was playing it? They had that fight nearby the Dire Tier 2 in the jungle there, where he just like 5,000 damage in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Was that again?
I know exactly. That was 2 days ago. Was that East Coast that they did it? Yeah, I think it was the first Beast Coast game against Zero, and they went on him, and it was just Jug, and Hector just Omni Slashed and killed 3. Like, they had him down to like a sliver of health, and then committed the Omni, and they all died. It just got turned on them so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
pretty
Juggernaut,
disgusting.
very, very, very big. Again, he's able to get out of some of these things. Not the best hero against the Axe. That one is very hit and miss in lane. Again, Axe can sometimes just sort of stand his ground underneath that Blade Fury because he gets the spins, goes to his magic community. Once the creeps are aggroed onto him, he can do just as much damage as Jug's doing to him. We see like Beyblade Dota, just 2 heroes spinning into each other, clashing, making the crowd all excited.
Splitting the Red
Splitting
Sea.
the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Classic. A Monkey King band out. I just wanted to touch while we're still going on this last band. I decided to mix things up today.
Ooh.
Bkop. Just talking about my monster shrine behind me. I decided to pull out one of my my Swiss chocolate Javas out of my stash. I just woke up. A little pick me up in the morning.
Isn't
I do
the,
prefer
whoa,
the.
Are you West Coast?
I am. Yeah.
That's right. You're West Coast. Out of Vancouver. I should know that because I've been there before. You're up, what is it, 1 in the afternoon for you? A little early,
Yeah.
Early morning pick me up. 1 in the afternoon, early morning.
I spent the entire night after we finished casting putting together IKEA furniture and trying to set up my Quantum Realm smart TV or something like that. I don't know, man.
Quantum Realm.
It's,
All right.
Well, you're supposed to be able to talk to Doctor Strange or something.
I've heard that. I've definitely. Those are expensive.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Final pick Kunkka. We've been seeing this hero banned a lot. I know we saw it yesterday. The Kunkka didn't win yesterday, right? I don't believe.
Kunkka? It was in the last series. It was Beast Coast against. God, there's been.
Yeah,
I'm normally
that
very
was when
good for
Hector
this.
had a really bad game.
Hold on a minute. I refreshed the page and okay, there we go. It's fixed. There have been so many games in the last 4 days, and I'm slightly losing it. I normally have a very good memory.
Well, when you do 10 hours a day, all of a sudden, like day 4, day 5 is where the memory starts to go. Not that I know from experience or anything, obviously. But yeah, you'll start to lose the memory just based on experience. It goes.
Yes. That was Whisper in the mid lane on the Kunkka up against Leo Styles' Legion Commander. Like, that was not a favorable matchup for the Kunkka to begin with.
Yeah.
And again, I was saying Leo Styles definitely the best mid laner in the region, especially when he's up against somebody who's normally in the offlane. It's would be more difficult for him to win that matchup. So he didn't really destroyed in lane. Of course, Beast Coast lost that game pretty hard. A complete slaughter. And pretty sure Hector was getting extremely tilted. We saw him canceling TPs. We saw him not picking up tomes that his teammates were going to leave for him in the base to make his game better. It's like you're not yourself when you're hungry or something. Have this little tome for a snacks as his teammates.
Have generic chocolate bar.
Yeah, have generic chocolate bar.
Can't say the name. I mean, we could say the name, but I'm not giving out free advertising. So, Storm. I feel like Storm may not have... Like, this is an easy game for Storm Spirit. You put the silences together on Crazy, X, silence from Kezu, silence from Earth Spirit. Like, I think early they can make Storm unhappy in lane if they make a couple of rotations with Moomiander.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Moomiander's Earth Spirit the other day. Oh my god, does that guy play fast? Yeah. It was completely different from these other Earth Spirits we were seeing. Like, over on, God, was that game number 4 of Infinity? Or the 4th series? God, I'm losing it here. I'm too young to be losing it here either. It was series number, no, it wasn't that one either. You know, Bkop, I'm just going to do the, a touch and go analyst thing where I just start making up things that have happened in games and chat yell at me. What the hell are you talking about? This guy didn't play Earth Spirit. This guy is, in fact, a carry player. He's never played Earth Spirit in his life. Moomiander's definitely been playing faster than other people on this Earth Spirit. My favorite thing yesterday was in game number 2, like, he had gone from top lane. He had avoided sitting in lane, which, again, Earth Spirit doesn't like doing. He doesn't contribute that much. He's not that good at harassing because he's a melee hero and to go directly onto people to get that harass off. Ended up using the enemy creeps to block creep camps, and then went straight from TPing to middle, wasted absolutely no time, rolled straight onto the enemy mid and got first blood. Give them like absolutely no time to say, oh yeah, Earth Spirit's been missing for 3 seconds now. He might just be in the fog or something. You don't know where he is. This guy is a very sick and quick-paced Earth Spirit player. So I'm excited to watch him at the start of this game here. Probably around like 2 minutes, he's gonna pull out kill onto somebody.
We'll have to see how fast they play, how this goes. We got ourselves a pause coming in. By the way, I got a Enchantress Untouchable debuff can be mitigated by briefly attacking a different target during the attack backswing.
Wait, what?
That's what it says.
On which one? Sorry.
My game tip during the pause.
Mine just says you already are playing against 5 enemy players. I went past it though. Tried to make more enemies than the 5 you're already playing against. That's what it said.
So I've been trying to measure how far it is from my room to the modem. Because I'm gonna try and
you're gonna get yourself a sneaky
long
boy.
Ethernet cable. I already have a 100 foot.
Boy.
Yeah, I have 100 foot in my room right now that I'm not using. But I think from here to the modem, I think it might be more than 200 feet. I'm not sure. It's a railroad style apartment, so it's certainly far away.
Oh, it's just top 10 wide apartments.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
And it's on the other side of the apartment, and I'd have to, you know, I wanna have it not just run on the floor. I'd probably run it around the wall or something. Who knows? Or duct tape it down.
Wait, are you allowed to nail things into your apartment?
Yeah, I just have to fill it in at the end.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to nail things into my wall, but I'm thinking about the baseboard. So of course I have I threw some rugs down. I have like the hooks against the baseboard, and then Ethernet cable running from my roommate's room, who I gave the master bedroom to, all the way to my room.
You blew it. I love this part.
It's like I have 100-foot cable. Although I don't need it, I probably could have gotten it done with like 50 or 25 feet. To be honest with you, I'm like, you know what? I might need a 100-foot cable for the next place to go. That's right. I was supposed to pick up an Ethernet cable today.
400-foot Ethernet cable.
Either way, you get your Ethernet cables, boys. You don't use Wi-Fi. My my tech support guy has made fun of me for years for using Wi-Fi back when I was at my other setup. He says it doesn't matter if it's 100 feet, if it's 200 feet. Get yourself your damn cable, especially if you're broadcasting. You want to lower points of failure if possible.
Yeah. So here's the question.
Don't be mad.
I have a mesh router system in my apartment that I took from my house. Could I just plug into the mesh router?
I don't know. I would have to ask my
Be
support
more
guy.
secure? If anybody knows in the chat, I know we're talking
You blew it.
internet, but always trying to make the stream as clean as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows the answer, if I have a mesh, I have a Bkop mesh router. It's a 3 little things that go in your apartment or your house, and it basically makes your internet super stable all over.
So it's like a repeater or something?
No, it's different than a repeater, but it's
see.
same concept, I think, or similar concept.
Anyways, let's as much as we could go on about networking forever, I want to at least try to talk about some of these picks here. You know, if I had the option to just talk to you about internet, tell you about life on Ranch Neph and what my like constantly dropping packets and how I came to be a video game player despite that, right? We could do that, but let's talk about some of these things, the more interesting picks here. We talked about the Earth Spirit that we haven't seen too much of, the Kunkka that is pretty exciting to watch. Again, always fun to watch. Those Torrents land from out of nowhere, the Tidebringers, and the Storm Spirit, who, for you as an observer, is going to make your life miserable.
I'm excited. I like when my life is miserable.
It's like widely accepted this is one of the more difficult heroes to observe, isn't it? Just because you can go absolutely anywhere. I like to think that heroes like Tiny are the ones that just go like 100 to 0 burst people and move around the map a lot. I mean, generally you want to follow them around to see where the action is, but you're not really sure if he's harassing the enemies or the enemies are going to slip up and it's going to instantly die. You definitely don't want to miss those kills.
You did your best.
But what is our BTS Pro Series without a pre-game pause? You know?
Not a BTS Pro Series game. It's got to, you know, hit that point. Hit that point of pause. I'm excited. I like pauses. I'm always a big fan. But if you had to guess, who do you think is gonna win this game? You think Mr. Jeans pulls it out with the Storm Spirit?
You know, they're all equal contributors. Mandy, excellent player, formerly Pain Gaming. Ben Jazz, also pretty good. Raykill, I'm so sold on. But again, Mr. Jeans has really been popping off this tournament. He might disagree with me because, again, he was super nervous when I was complimenting him in the lobby. He's like, is he messing with me? Am I being made fun of before? I've seen NA players do this. They are the worst kind of people. But nah, he's definitely been popping off. We'll see how he does in the mid lane here. He's going to have an okay time in the first couple of levels. You normally see that. Then, of course, once Kunkka has a couple points in this Tidebringer, Stormfear is probably going to back off out of lane around level 4 or 5 and finish up his level 6 in the jungle. You have to keep your HP very high when you're up against Stormbeard as well. It's the same, or sorry, up against the Kunkka as well. It's the same sort of deal you have against heroes like Tiny. You can just get bursted down if you're not careful. So, a good Kunkka, of course, is going to be able to combo up that X marks the spot, that torrent, and that boat to constantly interrupt you trying to zip away in the cast animation to kind of maximize that time that you are disabled, and can bring you down 100 to 0. Or pretty close to it.
Huzzah!
See how Mandy does. We've seen some Spectres play pretty fast. Was it? And it's Infinity who plays the Spectre pretty quick too.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see that. Ward spots Owie and HFN. Deep Ward placed down by the side of Infinity. So could catch any rotations coming their way, or actually catch Moomiander coming towards bottom, so they'll know there's 3 heroes down here.
All right, but this is where the action's going to be. It's going to be this bottom lane where we see Moon Meander again. Probably not too much until he hits level 2, but this is definitely the lane we want to follow.
Where are you going?
Throwing some harassment onto Raykill. Not enough to get a kill by any means, but you know, just getting that harassment with 3 heroes down here is something you want to accomplish and potentially get into. Definitely get into something, maybe a first blood.
Don't run off.
Trying to get all the harass they can. Actually dropping very low on Benjaz. They could just take him out here.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Blade Fury is going to keep up with him. They get the toss out. Owie was taking some damage from the Battle Hunger. We saw this with the axe yesterday, I want to say.
Wait up.
The first level, they're just trying to get all the harass they can off on a Benjaz, burn through his regen before he has that counter helix and able to return some of his damage. At the top lane, we see a little bit of harass go down, but HFN is dropping very low in the bottom.
They're getting very close to dropping.
Mid lane, of course, not that much action going on. Storm Spirit has predicted he's going to have the advantage the first couple levels. He's got some extra denies. Enemy hero here. Moonmeander doing the same thing we saw him do yesterday on the Earth Spirit at the start. Again, cutting creep waves, trying to harass the enemies when they're pulling, and I guess just like trying to stack those up, make sure it pushes, make life easier for Kezu and harder for that Spectre.
Splinter Blast coming out of Kezu, as well as the Spectral Dagger, walking at 117 move speed. Certainly not fun with the Splinter Blast and the Arctic Burn on him.
Move to a crawl. It's like we saw just that Chant Remnant and Spectral Dagger dropped to almost nothing. Great kill. Bottom lane, HFN. Ooh.
He's salved up, so now he'll be back to full health. But Benjaz, gotta be careful with HFN just moving forward, especially if the luck is on his side. He's spinning so far. Battle Hunger, impetus shot thrown at Benjaz. Might be first blood, but tosses him right onto the jug to get the kill on HFN. Gets him away from Owie, and they secure this first blood over in the bottom lane.
That's not what you want to see. Now you got 2 points here in this counter. He looks right away. Extra regen being sent out to this axe. Lane is going to be even more difficult for this Juggernaut. Owie.
Great kill. Blade Fury should be a dead Tiny. Tries to juke through the trees.
An honor for you.
And Jazz getting chased back as well. This Jug hitting very hard early on, especially with the help from the Enchantress. Meanwhile, mid, Bryle, he's getting low. So is Mr. Jeeves with the rotation from Moomeander. And we'll get the kill onto the Storm, and that's what we talked about, is Moomeander, how much of a nuisance he was going to be for Infinity.
Yeah, this is exactly what you should be doing against the Storm Spirit, though. Again, you want to get these kills before he hits level 6. That's when you have the potential. That's when you can really shut down his game. With Bryle here now at level 5. Pretty happy about that. He's going to have the little advantage over the Storm. Unless he heals up, though. He's alright, here we go. Back to base. Grab himself 2 salves. He's got double bracer. He's just looking to harass the Storm out of lane here with his Tidebringer.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Pick up a single cell. Oop, Owie going down. That's to Ray kill bottom. Benjaz now sitting at level 4. He's 1-1 and 2. So he has the call, has the Battle Hunger with the counter helix. They look over at HFN. A couple of spins coming out for Benjaz, but not on to HFN at all.
Be careful here on HFN now. You're only sitting at level 3. Benjaz here is going to be very happy to just right-click you, egg with a creep wave onto himself, and get off all these spins. And again, you're going to have trouble trying to catch up with him, especially if the Enchantress is near the lane. Axe, he's got his boots of speed when he has his Battle Hunger. It's going, ooh, mid lane.
Taking a look over, rolling Boulder in from Moomeander. Boulder smash hits on a Ray kill, but they've got the Avalanche as well as the toss. Splinter Blast coming in. Bryle as well as Moomeander taking a lot of damage. They'll focus on the Kunkka to try and get this kill. Heals up. Can he steal the bounty before he dies? Yeah, he can.
Consolation prize, but not letting Moon get away with that twice. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, they go on Benjaz, but he's just going to walk away from this one, I think. Moon can jump on my Storm Spirit once, but not twice. So Shiny ended up getting between Storm Spirit there and the Rolling Boulder, connecting with him and finishing him off. So nice rotation there by the heroes on Infinity. Not done yet at bottom.
Fury down bottom. Benjaz still in trouble. Avalanche a little bit late. They've got the toss. He's trying to get the kill on the Owie. Although won't be able to get this one onto the Enchantress. Up towards top. Mandy taking some damage from the Spirit Siphon. It's just Kezu up here for the moment. But Moomiander, you can see, is starting to make that rotation.
Moon. We'll see if he finds anything, though. He just he catches out Prada. He's just going to right-click him down a couple of times. I think Prada's going to be fine. Especially with Storm Spirit here.
Yeah, here comes Mr. Jeans. They'll go after Kezu. Baited him in. Prada's low from the Spirit Siphon. He wants to back off a little bit so he doesn't die. Cryptstorm was up in a second. Meanwhile, Raykill drops bottom. So, a bloodbath already. Gets the call. A couple of spins on a HFN. That's 3. Looking for more. Healing word out. Benjaz still chasing. Gets a free 75 gold. So happy with that harassment and happy to fill out the healing word.
Extra gold under his belt. I always looking to punish him a little bit, though. He's got the center out. Throws a couple impetuses at him, but his mana is dropping pretty low. He isn't going to get to stay here for that long. X a little bit behind on net worth right now in the Juggernaut, but Trigger's actually opted to get out of the lane. His health is sitting too low. His healing ward's on cooldown right now. I'm not even sure he's going to be able to do sit in the jungle. Let's wait for that healing ward to come back here.
Dire's middle tower is under
Sitting
attack.
uncomfortably low over in the jungle there. Early chainmail for Mandy. So Boots chainmail with the Wraith Band now going into the Midas.
A wyvern's breath.
It's a little bit weird. Okay, he's got the phase boots. He's got the poor man shield, right? This is the big one, okay? This guy is going to be so tanky with that, but not to these things.
They've got the Ghost Ship, X, Kezu, combining with Bryle up towards top to get this kill, and they just use the Exorcism, so this tower looking likely to fall. Crazy with a lot of pressure in this top lane. They've really allowed Mandy to just continually get harassed, and well, it turns into a lost tower, and now really lost farming space for the Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, this opens up the jungle. Spectre's not going to be able to farm anything. You've got, I mean, you had an okay start. You get the poor man shield, which is great against a lot of heroes, but it doesn't really matter against the Conqueror or the Death Prop. You're not reducing the damage of this Exorcism. She's just kind of walking along with you for the Spirit Sight, but her harass isn't right clicks. Prada now going to go down. There's nothing they can do about this one. Raykill can try, but it won't matter.
And they get the kill. They've got the toss. They'll throw him back onto Mandy. They'll try to get the kill on a Bryle. Mr. Jeans coming over with the ball lightning, so he gets the kill there. Looks over at Kezu with the electric vortex pulling him in. Silence from the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash coming out from Moomiander. He's trying to support this Death Prophet to survive, but Spirit Siphon's what's keeping him alive, and now Mr. Jeans tossed right on top of him. Rolling Boulder ends up missing. Spirit Siphon again. Kezu surviving it all. Finally, Mandy coming over. Ooh, Salve still alive. Body walks from Moomiander.
Sacrifice.
And they kick him back. Wow, Moomiander able to keep the Death Prophet alive.
Are scanning
Yeah,
for enemies.
getting those right clicks off on there to just slow the Spectre down with that Orb of Venom. He did miss the Storm Spirit with that Rolling Boulder, but the fact that Kezu got out there is a testament to how good Moomiander is with this Earth Spirit. Mid lane. Oh no, it's just top there. They're stealing some of these stacks over here. Mandy getting the farm, but Moon is out for blood now.
Bryle coming towards top. Raykill right here. He's trying to get 6 as quickly as possible. Tranquil Soul Ring for him. Mandy, like we said, going for that Midas.
Dire's middle
Okay,
tower
picks up the
is
chainmail, finishes off the phase boots. Alright.
Dire's middle tower.
Wasn't sure if that was going to stay casual chainmail as he didn't have the phase boots queued up. They go and kill Prada with the Crypt Swarm. Kezu comes over. They're taking the tier 1 over mid, the tier 1 towards top. And Crazy up 2k just 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Infinity. I mean, your Axe has got a decent start, but he's gonna need a Blink Dagger pretty quickly to having a bigger impact here.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
And he's still 1,050 gold off of this. We're in sight, and of course, they're not close to take any of these towers either. Mid and bot looking pretty healthy, and the HFN here to defend the bottom lane from the catapult. I'm not sure what Infinity's move is here. I mean, again, they just need Blink Daggers on several of these heroes. Ray killed, Benjaz not really able to set up on anything. Meanwhile, Moonmeander down here in the bottom lane already, sitting behind HFN. They can read this though on Infinity, they're going to be okay, but you're not making any progress. Oh no. D Ward hit instantly 145 gold and some experience towards the new team.
For enemies.
They're definitely out farming you right now. And it looks like they're planning on just taking this game pretty fast on Crazy, not going for the battlefield on the Juggernaut, instead of opting to go Manta style and just run straight in. They'll counter out to any possible early Orchid from the Storm Spirit, though it looks like he's opting just to go straight into Kaya.
Storm going into the Kaya, probably a Bloodstone. Spectre's almost got this Midas. So, yeah, it's a slow start so far for Mandy, but one that, you know, one that might do all right if they're able to slow this down for Infinity. And as I'm saying that, they'll get the kill onto Raykill. So Owie drops him. Exorcism used bottom to try and take this tier 1 tower and get the last tier 1.
Dire should look to their bottom tower. Dire have fortified their
Clear up
structures
this
against
pretty
attack.
quick bottom tier 1 tower. At least I think they will. They're sitting pretty far back here on Infinity. It looks like they want to try and jump into this. Unfortunately, they just don't have the tools for initiation right now. Storm Spirit is really the only one who can jump them. And again, he goes too far in, he's just going to get picked up by this Kunkka and burst it down. Or silenced by the Moonmeander.
Winter's Curse stops the X from pulling him into the Torrent. They look over at Owie. They get the kill onto the Enchantress. Silence comes out from Kezu. Now there's the Haunt used. Raykill hit with the Magnetize. So is Benjaz. They look for this kill onto the Death Prophet. They've got the Culling Blade. Down goes the second on Crazy. Now Bryle's here. As they continue forward for this Kunkka, they'll take out a third. Moonmeander's the last one left. They are getting away with murder on the side of Infinity to the point that the cops have been called and the sirens are on in the background.
And what started is me not thinking that they had initiation. Again, getting on Owie at the start of that fight. He's the best possible hero you can drop that Winter's Curse on. Very low HP, low armor hero. Despite having that Ring of Trust, despite having that crown, he only has 1,000 health and a couple armor. He's very easy for them to burst down. Of course, after that, everyone out of position on the side of Crazy, and them just taking a 4v5 fight.
They've used that
Good them.
first haunt really well. It's a big comeback from Andy. Look at where he's at in the net worth. He's only 1,000 behind the Jug. He's got that Midas to work with. Going into the Manta, he was like 2k back prior. And they're gonna find another HFN getting picked off by these 3 heroes. They've got Prada up here. Ooh, Storm. Ball Lightning away, has a little bit of mana to work with, but he's used the Ball Lightning too early, and they'll get this kill.
No mana left to dodge that X return. Unfortunately, like you said, Ball Lightning was used just a little bit early, and Mr. Jean's dropping there. He had the regen rune to fall back on there as well. I'm not sure why he didn't just pop that before using his Ball Lightning. I think that would have secured him getting away there, to be honest with you.
Looking towards Roche? Okay, no, just going
I don't really think they can grab Roche yet. They just don't have the sustain at the enemy's man to catch them out, and that they're in a pretty bad place, especially considering the Axe now has this Blink Dagger online.
Good Torrent, great Torrent by Bryle. We'll catch Raykill. They've got the X. They'll take him out. Just a matter of time before HFN grabs it.
Gotcha.
But again, Raykill happy to die for the team. Any space he can make for the Spectre, for the Storm Spirit to get back online, he's happy to. Here we go, mid lane. They're going to actually get Moonmeander here.
And they've got the damage, and that's another cull for Benjaz, who's got this Blink Dagger going into the Blade Mail next. So now has that initiation with the Blink. This definitely opens up the game quite a bit. You can set it up with Blink, Call, and the Ball Lightning from Mr. Jeans.
Here I am.
If the side of Crazy's not too careful.
That one team fight down the bottom lane, just give them a couple of tools. So you give them the biggest tool to start to get kills, pickoffs on the side of Crazy.
Your admiral is on board.
Being able to jump in with Zach's Blink Dagger. You can catch basically anybody out at this point. I mean, minus the Juggernaut. That one's still going to be a pretty difficult kill. He's able to get out a lot of the... Ooh, top lane. They're going to grab Storm Spirit here, I think. But he's too close to the creep wave.
Illusion.
Ben. We saw Omni Slash. I don't know about that one there.
Yeah, very ambitious from HFN.
I mean, again, it makes sense that he commits the Omni Slash there. That is the only way that he gets the kill. But the creep wave was right there. The Geomatic Grip is only the 2 seconds silence, and you're trying to bring him down in that 2 seconds. But that's going to leave you susceptible to getting gone on by Team Infinity. They're probably happy to take a fight at the moment. And in fact, they group up knowing Omni Slash is on cooldown, pop that Smoke Crew to seat, and they're going to look for a kill on Kezu. Of course, they managed to grab him here to open up the Tier 1 tower down at bottom. So here we go. We got Haunt ready too.
The thing about this is there's already Crazy coming around. Prada, he gets sound with the Geomagnetic Grip, gets the Winter's Curse out. Now they've used the Haunt. They'll go after Kezu to try and get this kill into the Death Prophet. They've already taken out the Winter Wyvern, but there was the control from the Winter's Curse. So coming over is Mr. Jeans, trying to make something happen on the rest of this Crazy squad. Bryle, Owie, Moonmeander going forward, Rolling Boulder, Geomagnetic Grip with the Boulder Smash, all landing on a Mr. Jeans. Avalanche comes through, Blink Call on a 3, Benjaz landing it. Torrent hits on a Ray kill. They'll take out Moonmeander. There's the Culling Blade on the Owie, but the Blade Fury right on top of Benjaz. They'll get the kill onto the Axe. So they look forward to try and take out Mandy. They've got the X onto Raykill, who tosses up HFN into the air. Avalanche used again. TP attempt out. Damage not enough. And X on cooldown.
That fight, oh my god, they got the best initiation possible on Findy. Managed to catch out that Death Prophet before she got any spells off. Again, just grabbing her prior to her getting that Yule Scepter as well was pretty huge. You take her out at the start, no Exorcism, and it was actually just Winter Wyvern holding back the entirety of Team Crazy on the backline. And you're more than happy to trade your life to buy your team a little bit of time at the start of that team fight. One more thing that went wrong for them there is the fact that they couldn't quite lock down Mr. James. He dodged a couple of spells. He managed to get out despite them committing so many abilities onto him. Like, these fights, that fight felt so awkward for Team Crazy. They just didn't know that they were down there. And it would have been so much easier if they had that Omni Slash. It wasn't wasted.
Getting the kill there on onto Prada, very easy.
To their middle tower.
Yeah, Winter Wyvern going down again, but these things don't really matter. Well, Winter Wyvern's going down, Spectre's also with that Hand of Minus farming almost the Manta style online. They try to take advantage of Storm being down, or sorry, of Winter Wyvern being down and take this Roshan, but he's going to be back up long before you finish it off. You don't have that big DPS, you just teleport and make his way over to the pit. I think they're going to be able to get here in time. Though. Yeah, they actually decide not to commit too hard onto it. They go elsewhere despite knowing that they're in the Roche pit. Alright, we'll let you have it. Got Han available. I think, they think better of it, and they don't want to fight into that Exorcism either.
Find themselves Axe, Geomagnetic Grip, as well as the Boulder Smash. Magnetize committed to try and get the kill on a Benjaz. He is not getting away from this one easily as Bryle makes the rotation, has the X in the Torrent. Now Bryle is dominating. So 4-3-8 for Bryle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We were 4-3-8 for Bryle, and he's dominating just now. He started this game 0-3. Oh, Mr. Jean's gone on. Silenced by 2 heroes. He's going to be able to get out of here, though. Now
he's got to time it right. Oh, doesn't time it right again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mr. Jeans. He looked so clean in the series earlier this week. I mean, Again, last time I feel like he could have popped that regen and zipped away. This time, he just didn't commit his zip enough. I feel like if he had gone a little bit further, left it on for longer, then he would have been fine there. Instead, he tries to make the greedy play, only uses half of his mana pool, and he pays for his life for it. And bottom lane, they don't really have the defense set up to be able to defend this tier 1 tower. They start to move towards it on the axe. Storm Spirit is up in 5 seconds. Haunt is available. Tiny Ray kills on the other side of the map right now. Prada still isn't in position.
Spectre.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Bounty placed on him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
HFN almost has this Basher. God.
Step lively now.
Maelstrom, Manta, Basher. Almost 22 minutes into the game. Seems like he's farming very quickly. They've got the X. Ghost Ship. Benjaz low. Pops the Blade Mail. Now the Magnetize out onto the Winter Wyvern. Winter's Curse is used, but they still get the kill on a Benjaz. Blade Fury over to Reiko as well as Mandy with the Magnetize on them. They'll chase this Tiny. They'll bring him back. The Torrent misses, but it's not going to matter. They'll get the kill on the Tiny regardless. Ooh. Ball lightning all the way over to kill Moon Meander.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, Moon at the start of that team fight managing to survive just because of that boat buff delayed a lot of the damage. He was in the back lane trying to heal up with the Urn, but he was just ticking down as quickly as he was healing up there. It's not the initiation they want on Team Infinity though. The Axe is extremely tanky, but he needs to be getting on top of heroes at the start. He needs to be getting that Blink Call Blade Mill off, or they're not going to win these fights. Again, you want to pick off somebody right away. These team fights that they've won on Infinity, they got the Winter's Curse onto Aoi. They got the Berserker's Call Toss Avalanche combination onto Kezu here. It's all about them getting the jump. They have a bunch of heroes that are very good at initiating onto the enemy. Unfortunately, they're just behind. They feel a lot weaker.
Blink Call lands onto this Kunkka. Bryle in trouble. Toss up into the air. They'll get the kill. The Ball Lightning now looking for HFN. They've got the Electric Vortex. They'll lock him down. They'll get the kill. That's the first life. He just taken it out of his hands. Benja is ready to get the call right as he comes back alive. So they should have the damage and then the Culling Blade to dunk on him. And they get 2 big kills. Infinity pulling this one back pretty well.
And you're just going to die here on Moon. Get the roll off. How far can he get this?
Ooh, 2 seconds? Yeah, he's gone. I didn't see him.
Benjaz thinking that he's sitting on top of this hill here. Unfortunately, he was wrong, but that was a close one there. Moon showing off what he can do on this Earth Spirit, kicking him away, getting that nice roll. You know, cool, calm, and collected over here. He's in no trouble at all.
Top tower is
I was wrong, Moon was right.
structures are fortified.
Finally, you're able to get out of your side of the map on Infinity and maybe take some towers. That tier 1 is still up in the mid and in the bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower
So you got a
is
bunch of
under
range
attack.
creep down here. The creeps might just grab this. Oh. You hate to see it.
It is what it is, though.
Mr. Jeans, though, finishes Bloodstone that last team fight. Managed to get himself a couple of charges.
They find Bryle. Culling Blade in. Moon Meander in really late. Gets the Geomagnetic Grip onto 2 of these heroes, but now will just fall. Very,
BM from
Very
the enemy
ambitious.
team. That's a Dota I like to see. You know, everyone in NA, they've been doing this too long. They got their PR training. You know, they respect their opponents. Some of these new SA teams, they don't give a heck. And, you know, I love it. Makes the game more fun.
Radiant's top tower
Not if you're on the receiving end, of course.
for enemies.
A wyvern's breath.
Maybe now they can start to take control of the map. They've been pushed so far into their own zone, but network gap hasn't really been increasing despite the game going on. And again, the later this goes, happier Spectre's going to be. You do have to be worried about HFN's next couple of items. We're going to finish up this Mjolnir. Then once he has Silver Edge, Spectre is going to be in a bit of trouble. it just feels like even though you're losing these fights, you're losing a lot of them on the enemy side of the map, but you're losing them while the lanes are pushed out now on Crazy, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. You definitely still have the win condition. If you're not careful, Juggernaut, Kezu here are just going to be able to tear through your base.
X, Mr. G's, oh, the silence! Winter's Curse, Ghost Ship hitting, Bloodstone popped. Mr. Jeans, he's able to get away.
Gonna think twice about that on Mr. Jeans next time. He pops that Bloodstone instantly once he realized he was caught up by the enemies. Tries to keep his HP topped up. But he definitely needs his BKB finished once you jump onto the enemies. Just the lack of damage. You don't like being behind on Storm Spirit like this. It makes finding these pickoffs by yourself a lot harder. Sorry.
Axe going into this Crimson Guard. Scotty almost finished for the Spectre. This game's slowing down and Infinity starting to bring it back.
I mean, it feels like they're bringing it back, yeah, but they're still not playing on the enemy side of the map. They're still not really taking towers. It's the creeps that are really getting these pushes off here. I mean, top tier 1 opened up, bottom tier 1 opened up, but with this mid tower, it still gives the enemy team lots of information. It gives them that much more map control. They can get across the map that much with their town portal scrolls. They smoke up here, but they have so much trouble invading with this mid tier 1 still up. Benjaz has to be careful. This is the exact same plays that Mr. Jeans tried to initiate onto the enemy team and got caught out and almost killed, so they do think better of it. They don't know where the enemies are, they know better than to initiate. Especially in that exact same place where they messed up last time. Ping over to Roche. It's now up, Aegis and Cheese, but neither team wants to be caught in this pit. You do have a bit of an advantage with that Exism taking Roche fight, as well as having that Omni Slash available with the Mjolnir, but you got some big tools on the Infinity side as well. You don't want to be caught in the pit by the Axe's Berserker Call, and of course Haunt, Winter's Curse, great tools for taking Roche fights.
Denies the haste. And just finished for Kezu. He's got that with the Yules. Titan Sliver for this Jug.
He's going to be happy to have that one. Makes it much harder for Storm to be able to kill him. As well as reduce the duration of some of these abilities like Winter's Curse if they manage to get that on him. That's going to be one of their big tools for holding out the Jug in these team fights. They see him spin and run at people, or they see someone pop their BKB in the late game. You just drop that Winter's Curse, disengage, walk away, and then take the fight afterwards. Now they finally, the Roche pit, Manny in the bottom lane, pushing this out, wants to take the tier 2 tower, almost has the Scotty complete. If only she managed to get to another 400 gold before this team fight, they might be able to take it. Unfortunately, the Roche is going to go down before they're there.
Surprised they really didn't contest that at all.
Just too close to a couple of items here. I think Storm Spirit just had that BKB sent out. Axe almost at this Crimson Guard. A couple hundred gold away, and of course, as I was saying, Spectre doesn't quite have the Scotty. Scotty's going to make a world of difference chasing down this Death Prophet. Again, 50% slow against range heroes. Being able to reduce the heal as well. Spirit Siphon not doing nearly as much. Will help against this cheese that she's just picked up from the Roche too. But they do have tools to fight into this Aegis. They're getting much stronger on Infinity. Scotty now being flown out to the Death Prophet, sorry, to the Spectre. Ghosty Lady.
We rely not upon fortune.
Great kill. Trying to clean up bottom as best he can. He's got a blink into Yules. Scotty finally finished. Abyssal being built here for the Jug.
Bounty. Earth's bounty. The Juggernaut's Always double trouble.
He's super useful tool for jumping on top of this Storm Spirit, again countering out the fact that he had dropped all his gold in BKB. 19 now. If Infinity can hold until they get bottom HFN down here, he's just gonna rip Tiny apart.
Or will he? Mr. Jeans is down here. He won't commit to it. He wanted to for a second.
We had hoped your name was misleading.
Tiny ends up dead, but really not for that long.
Double damage Jug is terrifying. In this,
Ryle caught. Vortex. Ghost Ship's there. They've got the blink as well as the call. They'll pull him back. Moomiander coming in, looking over at Prada. They've got the dust out onto this Winter Wyvern as well as the silences. Boulder smashes out. The Tidebringer hit from Bryle. And there is yet another kill. They've got Winter Wyvern dead for 45 seconds.
They will still be able to hold the base here. Again, it's very hard to push into the storm, especially as he just spams this ball lightning. To commit the haunt, this feels weird to me.
Was that a misclick?
It felt like it. I don't know why he popped that. Maybe he thought he was going to go onto Bryle or something. Again, you're not ready to take the team fight. 2 of your allied heroes are dead, and Storm Spirit's just trying to spam with the creep wave right there. Now it's on cooldown for 120 seconds. The enemy team is even more inclined to try and push into your base. That's your biggest team fight ability that you just popped there. So they box them into their base right now. Who doesn't have Exorcism. Makes it a little bit more difficult to take these team fights, pushing these tier 4 towers, but HFN with the Abyssal Blade just completed. 300 gold from buyback. I think he's happy to take a fight, blow somebody up with his Omni Slash, and we'll have the buyback after that.
Let the fun begin.
That haunt here would feel probably a little bit better going in on this. What does Mr. Jeans have? Bloodstone. Going Ags. I kind of like that.
A wyvern's breath.
Mr. Jean's eggs. I like it too. Again,
Link call. Leave that hit, but they've got the X. Ghost Ship doesn't land. Now the silence as well as the dust. They'll go after the axe. Don't hit the torrent. They find the rolling boulder into Mr. Jeans. They've already used this magnetize, and well, they're gonna lose Moomiander. Find Benjaz for a second. Tossed back by Raykill. I think he blinked forward, hoping to get HFN. Ball lightning forward, finds himself Kezu. Mandy moving in. Mandy is not committing just yet, but finally pops the Manta, starts running forward, gets the kill on a Kezu, and now gets the first life out of the hands of the Jug. They find themselves Bryle trying to get him up the high ground, but he'll end up being cold by Benjaz. Now they look over at HFN. They've got the bashes and the hits. Blade Fury used, gets the healing ward out. That's immediately killed, and now he's trying to leave, but he's getting right-click, taunted, and killed off by the side of Infinity Esports. I think
they're not done yet, though.
+1. They've got the Enchantress. This is going to be a full team wipe if they kill Allie. Kind of difficult to kill with the Untouchable, at least for right now. But they've got the Avalanche. They have the toss. The right clicks, again, struggling. They're low on mana. That's what's keeping Benjaz from getting a call in on that. He doesn't actually have the mana for the Culling Blade, so this chase is on. Moomiander alive. He's not going to come help Owie, but eventually Owie will lose his life, and it's a full team wipe for Infinity Esports.
Owie stalling a little bit right there, but unfortunately that was a 5-man team wipe, as you said. 10,000, almost 11,000 XP going in favor of Infinity there, and 5,300 gold swing, not bad. I mean, you had Infinity locked into their base. You had Spectre who had just wasted Haunt. I feel like maybe just back off there. Don't go into that fight. And HFN, it feels like he's just not clicking his buttons right this game. He's at the top lane. He'd wasted his Omni Slash. That felt a bit off there. And that little skirmish when they went on Death Power, I feel like that was the perfect time to use your Omni Slash. You had Mjolnir on you as well. Like, just try to blow the enemy heroes up before they can kill Kezu. It's like you're waiting for the enemy to have all these conditions that they need to win. You play in the faster lineup, you need to play fast. But they're letting themselves slow down here, and they're petering out. Eventually this Spectre will outcarry the Juggernaut. And with the Storm Spirit, has the Aghanim Scepter complete now. It's like And he's even got that electric vortex talent. So, you jump onto the enemies, you get the 3-second disable on the entire enemy team if you can get them in 475 radius. This Aghanim Scepter is actually so big for team fights, especially when you can combo with things like Winter Wyvern Altar, Axe Call. You're gonna make it even easier for Axe to set up the call in back. Pull them all in. Suddenly he's got everyone right beside him within that 300 radius for the Berserker's Call.
Benjaz has been crucial. He's 9-4 and 11.
And it's the Axe that's really going to give them these setups.
For sure.
As we saw Juggernaut when he had gotten out of that spin, got the BKB piercing disable. Makes it so at that point you couldn't get off the Omni Slash on Jug after his team was dead. Not that there was that much of a point in using it right there anyway, other than putting it on cooldown. Rashawn might spawn another 30 seconds here, but it's in Team Infinity who has control of the map. Playing very scared, very tight on Crazy. Trying to wrap around the enemy team with this smoke. I don't think Mandy is the hero that you want to be. Actually, it is. Mandy is the hero you want to go on, even though she does have Haunt. No gold for buyback right now. She has bought out this Eagle Song.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Huzzah! Whoa, what'd I miss?
Oh, Livewire picked up for
Tower is
Spectre.
under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Them waiting for the enemies before they initiate here on Crazy, but they're waiting on no one. They're playing very deep into enemy territory right now on Crazy. Not that they have vision on them at the moment, but everyone is back now. Benjaz looking for the rest of the team behind the Juggernaut before he goes for this call.
Ooh. It was an attempt.
There was. Oh, he knows they're all waiting behind him. Wants to be able to get multiple heroes with that first initiation. And I think he's happy to wait until he has this BKB complete before trying to take the fight to the enemy.
A wyvern's breath.
Again, Moon Meander will make his life miserable with that geomatic grip.
Step lively now.
No cast point on that ability, like the 0.4-second cast point on the Berserker's Call, as long as Moon Meander's got decent reflex, especially considering he got that ping on Benjaz. You can stop his initiations.
Looking for Brile.
Huzzah!
Meanwhile, they're looking for Prada. They've got the dust on the Winter Wyvern. They'll use the Haunt. They pop the Aeon Disc. They get the kill on a Prada. Exorcism gets used. Jaunt over to the Owie Enchantress. Brile ends up dead to the Axe. They're right by the Roche Pit. Exorcism committed on this. They're gonna ball lightning in. Find HFN. They've got the blink call to follow it up. There's the blink. There's the call right onto the Jug. BKB's been popped by Mr. Jeans, but they're fighting into the Exorcism. This one's a little bit tough as Benjaz is getting very low. Impetus shots coming out from Owie. They'll get the kill into the Axe, so they've taken him out, and the Winter's Curse is on to Moomiander. They just don't have the damage to kill him. So Moomiander ends up low. He's running away. Mandy right on to Kezu. Ball lightning as well as the electric vortex. That's with the Axe, so it hits multiple heroes. Kezu eats the cheese, and the right click's coming in from the Arctic burn of this Winter Wyvern's just not enough. They've got the magnetized down, but they hit the Yules onto the Ear Spirit. Blink, call, control, rolling boulder. They've got enough for the Coaling Blade, and there it is. So 2 heroes dead on the side of Crazy, but the buyback immediately used by Moomiander.
They need to be able to get into this Roche Pit, stop Infinity from having this Aegis Cheese Aghanim's Blessing, and they know that. They don't want to have to... Actually, Brad doesn't even have the gold for buyback right now. So even though they don't have Exorcism up, they commit. They want to be able to take the fight against the enemies. Inspector, without mana, sitting at half health right now, has to get back into the base to heal.
Doesn't have Honda either to get back into this fight. Can TP to the outpost, though.
Brad will be up by then, though, and they'll be able to take this fight 5v5. Question is, who's stronger at the moment? Crazy without the Exorcism or Infinity without the Haunt? Right now I'm thinking Infinity. They've just been always catching out one of these heroes and Crazy at the start of the fight. You did commit 2 buybacks the last time, though, so you have to be careful. Benjaz is the really big one. He needs to get these initiations off. If he's dead without buyback, it opens up a window for victory for Team Crazy.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Step
Don't have font. Need to come over. Great kill nearby, but now, ooh, Blink avoids the signs coming in for the Death Prophet. They've got the Spirit Siphon out, as well as the Geomagnetic Grip and the Boulder Smash onto the Tiny, ball lightning all the way over. They've got the Electric Vortex on multiple heroes, but Banjas, who just bought back, ends up dead. So now they're no longer with the axe. They find Mandy's inside the pit, the Spectral Dagger to get over the walls of the pit. The Winter's Curse is out into the Death Prophet, but again, I just don't think he'll end up dead, especially with this Aeon Disc. So, Ghost Ship comes through right on top of these heroes from buff, and Mandy, he escapes, but won't pick up the Aegis on the side of Infinity Esports. It's picked up by HF, and the BKB's been popped by Mr. Jeans. They get the kill on to this Tiny. All of a sudden, Crazy's up 7K.
Yeah, a
Egg's
lot of that
blessing,
is due,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah,
jug.
that Egg's blessing pickup. But again, the biggest thing here is the fact that you've just lost Benjaz, who has no buyback. That is your win condition. He needs to get these good initiations off. You can't take the fights without him. This Juggernaut is going to rip through your team. He can run straight at one of these heroes, Swift Slash them down. And he has the Silver Edge up. Mandy, you don't understand how weak you are compared to this guy.
Yeah, that's the Abyssal used. He's now been broken. He has the Silver Edge right clicks coming through. Doesn't actually Swift Slash him.
I think he's worried about the Winter Wyvern sitting behind him. He's afraid he's going to Cold Embrace him, and the Swift Slash is going to do absolutely nothing. Not sure that Prada had the distance there. Actually, he did. He had the Blink Dagger. I take it back. You know, the 10k HFN IQ versus the 0 Neph caster IQ. He made the correct decision there, not committing that Omni Slash. He right. That does still have this Aegis. To be very careful here on Infinity. Did manage to buy themselves enough time for Axe to come up. Didn't get anybody other than HFN though.
Andy in on this, and now they've got the blink as well as the call on HFN. The Avalanche is going to follow it up as well as the toss. They've got themselves the Ghost Ship. Now, Mr. Jeans going in. 3-man Electric Vortex. Ball lightning back. They'll pop the Exorcism. They're trying to get the damage on HFN. He's sitting very low. They'll pop the Aegis, but Mandy, he's in some trouble. He's been silenced. He's trying to run. He does have buyback. Cold Embrace. It's going to be close, but not enough. So now they hit the toss onto Bryle, who goes into the Glimmer Cape. They use the Haunt, the ball lightning forward. There's the Electric Vortex on a 3! HFN has forced to use the Swift Slash. Now he goes into the Omni Slash. The Cold Embrace is out on the Benjaz. They get the kill on Owie. They look over at Kezu. He eats the cheese. HFN low. He'll fall. He's there for 100 seconds. He does have buyback. Kezu now running, but not running far enough. You need to be careful if you're Mandy, though.
Come back. He heals up.
Kezu finally ends up dead. Exorcism almost keeping him alive. They've got the Avalanche as well as the toss on a Moon Meander. They'll take out 4, no buyback on the Death Prophet or the Earth Spirit. They bought back on the Spectre, so the win condition is now there for Crazy.
You have to be very careful heading to the enemy base. You definitely want to take something off of this. You did go up in XP and net worth on the side of Infinity, but you use that Spectre buyback. Like you were saying, the win condition is there. If she goes down for 120 seconds, you lose this game. Ryle is up. The question is if HFN can defend by himself. Like you said, Kezu not having the buyback makes things very tricky here. Moon Meander as well, still on cooldown. I'm not sure they're going to be able to defend from this. They're going to rip through this base. They are a little bit slow at taking towers. I mean, they don't have the Exorcism, they don't have Leveler on Juggernaut. But Tier 1 towers down. Tier 3 towers in a row. They're going to lose at least a set of racks here. The only saving grace here is the fact that the Tier 2s are still up.
Vortex and the toss, Ray kill! Looking for Owie, they get that kill, the buyback immediately used by the Enchantress, and now they've used the Glyph.
Oh,
got the melee racks, they'll take the range racks. Now they have a racks advantage.
Where's the party?
By one of the other heroes. Like I said, the only saving grace there is the fact that Crazy has had control of the map for this game. Tier 2s are still up. They're not able to get anything more from this. We definitely stepped too far forward there. You just kind of need to sit into your fountain until your heroes were back up. Even now, you need to start to reclaim your areas of the map. So everyone groups up. They probably need to smoke, start setting up wards. There we are. Yeah, sentries on the couriers. They fly out to Owie. He needs to try and stop any vision the enemy set up while they had control of the map, and They control the enemy triangle, the enemy jungle right now. Be careful though. They could get
Oh,
Prada.
Prada.
Yeah, Prada's dead. Moon's got him.
Blink?
He doesn't know it yet, but he's dead on my
He
screen.
doesn't have a TP. Magnetize is buying a lot of time for the rest of the team to come over. This is actually a really good job by Prada to draw them in. They've got the ball lightning as well as the electric vortex, but here comes the Goshen from Bryle. That'll slam down. He drew them in pretty far. BKB was popped by Mr. Jeans, and the rest of Infinity will back up 100 seconds without the Winter Wyvern. Oh, actually 30 seconds because he's got buyback gold. It's just on cooldown for another 30.
Can they survive another 20 seconds here? And lose his Skippy.
They're going to go in on an HFN. They've done a lot of damage onto the Jug. He's in so much trouble. He'll use the Omni Slash and bounce around, but finally he's out of it. They use the Abyssal Blade, but he's stunned up because they've got themselves, I believe, the Lotus Storm. They get the kill on HFN, and now the Torrent hits onto this Spectre, but the 4-man Vortex with a blue hole coming through from Mr. Jeans. They get the kill on a Moomiander. Now they will cover a Kezu. Even with Exorcism, he will not survive this time. Double kill for Mandy. Aoi trying to run, hit with the Arctic Burn, and they've got a Vortex once again. They'll kill off the Enchantress. None of these three heroes have buyback.
Juggernaut just getting blown up at the start of these fights. Again, there's so much damage coming out from Spectre. I'm doing like, God, look at this. Like 10,000 damage at the start of that team fight. They cannot keep up with him. He has all the tools in the world, and you don't really have what you need in order to blow him up anymore. Juggernaut, he's got the Silver Edge. Yeah, that's great, but you've been dealing with the Spectre who has this Butterfly for the last, like, 10 minutes now. Heroes need MKBs. You just can't do the damage if you can't hit them.
Are you going to go straight fours?
They're going to go straight forwards. The tier 3s are available at the top lane, but they know no buyback on Aoi. They assume no buyback on Kezu, who would have done it by now, considering Jug had bought back. Okay, I stand corrected. They go for the safer play here. There's nothing that they're able to do. Suddenly, when you control the entire map, the whole game, you're down 2 sets of racks now. You're feeling lost on Crazy. Infinity, the underdogs of this tournament, taking the game off of one of the strongest NA teams.
Potentially.
Potentially.
The game is certainly not over just yet. You're going to have all 5 heroes up for the side of Crazy for another fight.
Very
This
scary
axe
for the
has been,
Juggernaut, though.
and this axe has been massive for the Storm Spirit. It's one of those items that I really do love on this hero, and I'm surprised that it doesn't get picked up more often.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he got his Spell Prism as well, 20% cooldown reduction. You're looking at a 3-second multi-hero disable, 475 AoE, and it's on a 12.8-second cooldown right now. That is wild. I mean, yes, Berserker's called it something similar, yeah, but the fact that you have like constant initiation on Stormfront, you can always head in with your ball lightning.
I'm over here.
Like, it's so easy to catch multiple enemy heroes out, considering your initiation has no cooldown.
Dire are scanning for
And again, he's got the Arcane Rune on Storm Spirit as well. He's going to be very happy to take a team fight in the next minute or two with this. But both teams probably going to want to set up around this Roche pit because we're going to see the respawn timer in just a minute here. Or a second, rather. Oh, it's got a long one. All right. No action. Right now, the game is said it was going to be slower pace, but Benjaz is out for blood. He's walking right through the river here, but it's nighttime, so he's not going to see these enemy creeps. Not going to catch Kezu on the Death Prophet. Here we go. They know that they're up this hill. Jiffen pops this Silver Edge. Can they blow up Mandy on the Spectre, though? Spectre also without buyback for another minute.
He's going for the Divine Rapier next. They get the break, and now the G-Magnetic Grip. The Flaymail's been popped by this axe. Balling in with the Electric Vortex, hitting on a Moomiander. Avalanche toss, but the toss was out on a Benjaz. But they don't get the kill on a Moomiander just yet. The Lotus Orb is going to be placed down, and they've got the Cold Embrace to save the Spectre. Ball lightning back with BKB pop by Mr. Jeans. They start to retreat. There's the silence placed on him by Kezu. Kezu gets hit once, he turns the other way. Both these teams have everybody still up. Ball lightning into the middle of this fight. They've used the haunt. They're going on to Moomiander once again. They've got the Witch's Curse. It lands on the 3 of these heroes. Can they get a follow-up with the Electric Vortex? No, they can't just yet because they've got the silence on Mr. Jeans. They look over at Kezu, who's now on the run. Ball lightning in, and as well as the Electric Vortex lands onto the Enchantress as well as this Kunkka. Kezu using that Exorcism. It finally comes back, and he's back to full health. They've bought back on Moomiander. 9k lead for Infinity, with Roche still not up for another minute.
First down for another minute. Haunt was committed, buyback and Moomiander. Both teams just kind of passing each other, but that was an ideal initiation by Team Infinity. Again, it was looking pretty nice for Crazy at the start of that. It looked like it couldn't really drop the HP, but they were underneath the healing ward. They were underneath that boat buff, and that's when Team Infinity wanted to reinitiate onto Crazy there. Of course, at that point, they were forced to kind of get back. Omnislash didn't see a whole lot of use in that team fight either, but I think right now, while your Exorcism's still on cooldown for just a little bit, you take this fight.
Hex onto Axe. They've got the X as well as the Torrent. They'll hit him with the Silver Edge, but there's the Avalanche as well as the toss. Ball landing in, looking for the Electric Vortex. That hits onto this Kunkka. Now the Ghost Ship flies in. Mandy, he's in pretty deep. So is Mr. Jeans. They've got the Magnetize on both these heroes. The Ghost Ship is actually a fleet that comes over the BKB being popped by Mr. Jeans. He's trying to retreat. Torrent lands onto Mandy. Mandy in some trouble. He needs to get out of this one. The right clicks come through, and now he's the Abyss Blade. I think that's over onto Moomiander. He gets jumped over. He'll end up dead. He's gone for 2 minutes! Whoa, whoa, whoa. And he doesn't have buyback.
Spent his buyback before he went down.
I don't think they know he's... I don't think they know he doesn't have buyback.
What did he spend that on? Where's his money?
Did he spend it on Satanic?
He spent it on Satanic. What's the point? Doesn't matter. Roshan going down here. This is Aegis Cheese Refresher Shot. I think they just lost. They don't know if he doesn't have buyback or not. Again, the waves are pushed in at the moment, but you're going to need to do something here to delay the push for 80 seconds. You need to convince them that the Spectre still has buyback. You need to pressure the enemy.
I think with the Storm up, you can, as he's got that auto remnant.
He does, yeah. This can keep the lanes pushed in. He needs to start shoving in the mid lane, though. Again, Crazy, they don't know.
And there, look how far back they have to sit because the top lane's pushing in, creeps are coming through. So I think Infinity, if they hold, they've gotten away with one.
Yeah, they'll get away with this, but Mr. Jeans, you need to start pushing now. You can't let the wave get this far forward.
And with Brow right here, Hex, X. Now the Ghost Ship fleet coming through. Raidkill comes over. That's 1 ship, 2 ships, but Mr. Jeans is gone.
We're gonna need to start auto-remnanting, clearing out this creep wave for another 30 seconds here.
They've got backdoor, so there we go. There's the ball lightning. Oh,
they get him! Move!
They caught him! Mr. Jeans forced to use that BKB. He needs to leave. Oh, Moomiander. Oh my God. Jesus.
Predicting where the storm's going to land. I couldn't quite finish him off. If they had jugged it with that Abyssal Blade, I think they forced the storm buyback at the very least, but they make the winning a lot easier. Unfortunately, it does give Mandy enough time to get back up, so they never knew that he didn't have buyback there.
He's going for Divine Rapier. He's 1,200 gold away from buyback. So he still won't have buyback. E-Blade picked up for Tiny. He's gone to the Flicker. And then Axe has Gem. His BKB is 7 seconds with the Magic Lamp to try and survive.
A wyvern's breath.
In this lockdown, and Moon now going for his Aghanim Scepter. He accomplished a lot of fun things with this one.
It was the Abyssal that Spectre had finished, by the way. I thought he had finished that prior.
I did too.
He must have bought it within that fight.
Yeah, I guess he really thought that he wouldn't go down there. Mandy looking to retake this shrine. Everyone on Crazy initiates onto him.
Mandy in some trouble, hit with the Abyss Blade. Now they've got the Hex. They're going to jump around with the Swift Slash. Magnetizes out. The silences are there. He's
They
quite
baited him.
tanky, and now there's the Winter's Curse, so that should give him some time. He's used the Haunt. He might need to jaunt away from this fight. The Exorcism is being used by KheZu. Bryle coming over with the Rolling Boulder from Moomiander, nowhere close. He gets into the pit. Oh!
Just off the mark. Both the torrent and the roll. The game could have been over just like that.
Oh my.
Storm with the preemptive running into the enemy base trying to buy time.
Begin.
Again, Mandy not playing like he doesn't have buyback right now.
Still 1,200 gold away from it.
This is some crazy Dota we're watching. One on crazy. They're being antsy. They're looking to end this game. They want to use this Aegis. Another minute left on it.
Abyssal Blade. Torrent, Hex, onto Spec.
Taking this fight looks great for Infinity, but this is one of the happiest Death Prophets in the world. He's got Spell Prism. He's got Octarine cooldown. You've got much uptime. 35 seconds uptime, 87-second cooldown on this Exorcism. Between this Octarine core and this Spell Prism. Storm is 35 blood charges. Sorry, bloodstone charges in this game.
Going into the Bloodthorn next. He's got 3,000 surplus.
Where's the party?
We're getting close to these tier 5 items. Exorcism used by KheZu. Going towards bottom. HFN bashed up. Blink call. That comes through. Blademail pops. Silence on the 2. BKB's been popped by Benjaz. They go after HFN. Can they get the Aegis out of his hands? Yes, they can with the Culling Blade. Nicely done to get that first life. You look at where the Death Prophet is in so much trouble. The Aeon Disc is there, but they've got the Electric Vortex, the control of KheZu. KheZu in deep with the Exorcism rolling, but they've used the Glyph. They've got the Lotus Orb on him. Mandy, they'll continue to chase the ball lightning back and forth. They've already lost a little bit of this Rax. They've got themselves the Witcher's Curse on 3 of these heroes. That's on the alley, but it's not going to be enough damage to get the kill. Jug moving forward, ball lightning in. They've got the Electric Vortex to follow up on the 3 of these heroes. They hit the Haunt. Now they go after HFN, who's forced to go into the Swift Slash. I believe it actually lasts long enough. It's the Omni Slash that comes in. They get the Coup on a Moomiander. They lose Benjaz. He's going to buy back immediately. The Exorcism still going, and now Bryle starts to focus the Rax. Ball lightning in, TP forward from Mandy, looking towards the back lines, looking for HFN. The Blade Fury now ends up missing. Oh, blink call. That's not going to land on HFN. They've got the silence out onto KheZu. Bryle in the grass with the side of Infinity. The Electric Vortex locks up KheZu. They hit the Culling Blade. Now they've got the Death Prophet, who's in so much trouble. Avalanche right onto KheZu. The continued chase. Benjaz hits the blink as well as the call. They'll get the kill. Different 100 with buyback.
Blown away.
Team crazy. Just losing fights all over the map there. Oh my god. Net worth barely mattering at this point. It's all about these initiations, but it feels like you just don't have the damage to bring these people down anymore. Juggernaut, again, didn't commit for this MKB earlier, and it feels like you can't bring down this Spectre, Bkop. How do you deal with him now?
I'm not sure, and I think they won't even wait for the tier 5 items. They do a buyback on the Kunkka as well as the Death Prophet, but now they go in with the Abyssal Blade. Owie in a little bit of trouble. The blink call comes out from Benjaz. Omni Slash on cooldown for 70 seconds. X. Lotus Orb. Now the Ghost Ship coming in. They look over. They spot HFN. They've got the taunt onto him. And now the bash is through on a Benjaz. HFN in a little bit of trouble. He pops the DKD. The Electric Vortex hits on the 2 of these heroes. Prada continue to try and help out. They get the kill on the Winter Wyvern, or will they? Prada, he survives. I believe Ray Kill kept him alive with the E-Blade that he threw over on the Winter Wyvern. The Avalanche is rolls the toss on HFN. The Exorcism gets used. Now they've got themselves the Winter's Curse. That locks up 3. And now 4. Owie walks into it. The Aeon Disc will be popped. They'll start to disengage on the side of Infinity and leave. Don't get much, but they do back off with tier 5s up in just a second.
They could hold the enemies into their base while they grab those tier 5s, it'd be great, but unfortunately health is looking pretty low. A lot of the heroes on Infinity, they're not able to secure that. They can grab this shrine though, but they can get the other one in time. Spawn, Mr. Jeans can zip over to it and grab it still. Mr. Jeans?
Well, now he can.
He opted not to. So, they do get XP on both teams, unfortunately, but again, if you can box them in the base, if you can get these tier 5 items and stop Crazy from getting them, these next fight is going to be much, much easier. But I'm telling you, Bkop, these things can really make a difference whether or not, or whether you win or lose the game.
He's not too far from his team, but he's a little bit extended. They're
He'll be
going with the
fine.
Ghost Ship fleet. Now they'll use the Haunt. Let's see where the Spectre jaunts to. They've got the Ball Lightning as well as the Electric Vortex. They'll find themselves Brile. They've got the Taunt as well as the Blink Call coming in from this Axe. Benjaz. Now they hit the Culling Blade. They'll get the kill on Brile. He's dead for 2 minutes. The Blade Fury right onto the Storm. Golden Embrace. Not enough. He does have buyback, so he can get the Ball Lightning all the way into the fight. They became he's been popped by the Jug. They look over as the Silence hits the Swift Slash out on a Benjaz. Benjaz is going to survive for now, but they've got themselves the Silver Edge. They have the damage. They look over to get the kill on the Spectre. Manny in a little bit of trouble. They got HFN sitting low. Blink Call comes in on no Goblin. Can they get the kill on HFN? No! He goes at the Swift Slash. They'll use the E-Blade. There's the Ball Lightning as well as the Electric Vortex. It comes to a bunch of these heroes. None of them got themselves the damage to get the kill on HFN. Moomiander, he's trying to Rolling Boulder away, but he ends up dead at Mr. Jeans. They've got the Silence out onto the Enchantress. And we will get onto the high ground with Kezu. And they've got buyback on Jug and Earth Spirit. No Axe. Buyback used on Mandy as well as Storm.
It's got to be time to go. You need to try and end while you know this Kunkka's down. He just bought back in that last team fight. You know that he can't get back up. You've timed this. You don't have the Axe, but without Kunkka in this fight, I think you can win it. Jug just can't fight Spectre man to man, not without an MKB, not without a Divine Rapier to deal with the Butterfly that he's got. Spectre's just too much stronger.
Some weight used on to Kezu. Mandy, Lotus Orb on him, Spirit Siphon, Raykill getting a little bit low. Mr. Jeans looking to go in with the Ball Lightning as well as the Electric Vortex. That's out on Kezu, who pops the Aeon Disc. So now, Mandy pops the Manta. Continue to chase onto the Death Prophet. Soul Siphon, not going to be enough. Avalanche hits onto 2. They've got the Ball Lightning in again from Mr. Jeans. They're trying to get the kill on the Death Prophet, though. Buyback on HFN. Chases on, Rolling Boulder, Raykill, Lotus Orb, Avalanche, turn, Blade Fury with the E-Blade. He's still surviving, and I think he's just going to try and buy time for his team, but the Rolling Boulder comes in from Moomiander. Gets the kick onto Mandy. Does he have the Axe? Yes, he does! Oh my god, they get the kill on Mandy! He rolled,
dead without buyback.
and he got him as the Enchant Remnant, kicked him back to the rest of Crazy, and gets the kill.
Moomiander with this Earth Spirit Egg, you can accomplish so much on this hero. I'm a huge advocate for it. My god! This guy's been a player this game. Moon, again and again, has caught people out, has brought them down. A few times, Spectre's only just gotten out because the Earth Spirit has missed. Moon, definitely the MVP for this team. I mean, there's that one time that they caught the Storm Spirit in the mid lane. He was trying to push out the creep wave, but he's saving his team. He's keeping them in the game. All from the position 4.
85 seconds, but again, creeps pushing in top. It's so hard to commit. Tier 5 items. They're available, and they got Mirror Shield on the Jug. They found Trident. Nothing found for Infinity just yet.
That's the item. The best item in the game by
Ex
a large
Machina,
margin.
Woodland Striders. All tier 5s found for Crazy.
Again, these are the things that can make or break the game.
Going after the mid racks. Creeps are in the base. Storm has not done a good job of clearing them up. And they'll get the melee racks. There's still 45 seconds without Mandy. A tier 4 has fallen. They might just commit for the tier 4s, but at the moment, HFN heads towards top, rethinks his decision, now goes back towards mid. Ball Lightning all the way in, back and forth, trying to clear up these creeps, just can't do so. Woodland Strider is used by Brile. They've got the Blink as well as the call coming in from Vigilance. The Rolling Boulder is out by Moomiander. They've got the Avalanche as well as the toss onto a couple of these heroes. They've used the Book. They've got 25 seconds until they've got themselves the Spectre back up, but the Ghost Ship comes in. They've got 4 heroes nearby. Benja's trying to get themselves the Cobra. They've got the 5-man Electric Vortex. Ghost Ship still coming in. Benjaz gets hit once again. He silenced up the Winter's Curse out onto the Kunkka. Can they get the kill on any of these heroes? They're still surviving, and they just don't have the damage. The Vortex is just not enough. The damage from the Storm just isn't enough, and they'll get the victory with 5 seconds before the Spectre comes back up. Crazy take the game 64 minutes in. It looked like Infinity had it, and all of a sudden, Crazy pull a victory out and commit for the tier 4s. Had they gone for the top tier 3 in racks and the Mega Creeps, I just don't think they get the same outcome.
Let's look at these graphs here. This looks like a heartbeat. Mine was beating this game. Again, some amazing plays out of Moomiander. He really brought them back into it. I'm sure a couple times, Mandy and Mr. Jeans, they were terrified of this guy. There was a time that he almost brought him down in the mid lane when Spectre didn't have buyback. There was the amazing initiations at the start of the game that allowed Kunkka a way easier time in the mid. Moon just played out of his mind this game. Of course, there's a couple of mistakes there from Infinity. Again, they did manage to stay into it. They did an excellent job But the misplays there, again, not committing for getting those tier 5 neutral items. Mandy a couple of times dying without buyback. Mr. Jeans getting caught out, missing that dodge on the X. I'd really say that Crazy did deserve to win this game, but Infinity putting up an excellent show.
And Mumiender, my MVP, he gets that Enchanted Remnant onto Mandy, who had 96,000 hero damage. Without that kill, you just don't win the game right there and then. We got to tier 5 items. We got so close to seeing a brawl between Infinity and Crazy at the end, but with Mandy dead, it just didn't feel like they had the tools necessary to defend. And at the end of the day, Crazy do take game 1 and a very fun one in that. So, I mean, we are just one game into the day. We have a bunch more games to go, 7 to be precise. And we will be back with game 2 of this series coming up next. So stay right there. We'll be right back.